Oh, shit. Welcome back to the PM Podcast. I'm Aaron. This is Braxton.
Hey, how you guys doing?
And today we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about something a little more offensive. So once again, this podcast is to be raw and real with you guys. It's a little more, it is a little bit, it's a more real take.
I think as long as people understand that it's a real, it's a conversation, right?
Yeah, we're not stating facts that we believe. We're just discussing opinions that we've heard.
Right.
And we're just having an open discussion about certain topics.
Yep.
So if you get offended easily, maybe not watch this episode. But if you come into it with an open mind and understanding that we're just expressing opinions and just having a conversation, open debate, if you will, then you'll be fine and enjoy. So today we're going to be talking about, what was it again?
So we're going to kind of talk about our parents. We're going to talk about how everybody kind of takes the... we're going to look at the idea that everybody plays the blame victim.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to be the victim.
Everybody wants to be the victim in today's society. And then I think we'll kind of go from there. I think it'll be an interesting conversation, honestly.
Yeah. So before we get into that, before we get into the whole playing the victim card, before we were filming, we were talking about your family randomly. And we're talking about your mom's cough, which led into you having your mom and dad had kids before you.
Yes.
But you were the child of both parents.
Yes.
So you couldn't have that stepsister fantasy because you're technically blood related to both of them because your mom and your dad have those kids and they had you. Right?
Well, your argument was that I could.
No, you can't. My argument was that I thought you could.
Right.
But it would have to be you're already born and then...
Well, let's just get into it. We'll just start from the top.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's kind of like everybody's like, we're getting in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah, okay. So what happened was I thought that okay, hold on. How you could have legally and ethically the stepsister fantasy, legally you can do whatever the fuck you want, honestly, but ethically there's some rules.
Right.
So you could have sexual relations with a sibling that was not directly related to you. For instance, let's say your mom had you with your dad. Okay?
So, exact situation.
It's the exact situation you currently have.
My mom and dad got together, had me. Boom.
You're born. And then...
Let's
that can't work.
Let's say they split up, right?
Yeah, that can't work. Hold on.
No?
That can't work. So, your mom had you with another guy.
Okay.
And then you started dating one of your current sisters on your dad's side. You could technically do that.
How is he my dad?
He wouldn't be. Does that make sense?
Right.
So your mom had you with another guy.
Right.
And then your current dad's daughters, you could hook up with one of them.
Right.
And be okay.
That's like if my mom got a divorce and then we moved into some other guy's house and they had daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could fuck them.
Exactly.
Right.
That would be okay. The other way does not work. The other way is very wrong.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it was confusing.
I was confusing it. That was my fault.
Right. Yeah. No. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But I guess with my situation, so my mom had kids at a really young age.
You were talking about that like 12?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're dead ass.
Yeah. No. She was kicked out.
Because my mom's okay. So how old are you? 28.
28. Yeah.
Okay. So damn. When's your birthday again?
August 15th.
I did know that because that's when the first season released. So I do remember that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
So the show released on like August 15th, which is cool. Anyway, so you'll be 29 this year. Damn, getting closer to 30.
We're getting there, dude.
Anyway, so you and I are about 5 years apart because you're 28, I'm 23. And our birthdays are pretty close.
Yeah.
So we're about 5 years apart. Your mom's younger than my mom. My mom's 49, 48. My mom's 48. So your mom's 4 years younger than me, and you're 5 years older than me.
That's why you were like, when I said that, you were just like, wait,
yeah,
what?
When you said your mom's 44, I was like,
Bruh.
no.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
How
dude.
is that possible?
I'd have to look at it because I don't know. Like so you know how old your mom is?
My mom's 48.
Yeah, 40.
I'm pretty sure my mom's 48.
I know the difference in years between my mom and dad is 10 years. So my mom.
Whoa.
And my dad, stud, dude.
Hold up. When did your parents get? You're 28, and your daughter's your daughter.
Yeah.
Your oldest sister is how much older than you?
She's 30. I'm gonna say 34 or 5.
So she's like 8 years older than you.
Yeah.
Okay. So 30. Oh yeah. Okay. So
carried the two.
Yeah. So your dad was how old? Is your dad now? Oh, he's like 10 years older.
Yeah. So he's like 54, 55. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they got together. Oh my God.
So no. So let's just start from the beginning, right?
So he was like, go through that with us.
So
'cause I want to know.
My mom, she had from what I was. I mean, we can go into as much detail as you want.
Only go into as much detail as you're comfortable with. Don't expand anything that you don't want to.
So here's the thing: is like me and my mother, we're fairly similar in that aspect as far as like we're comfortable talking about ourselves and others. But if you take offense to it or if you're worried about it, then so are we, right?
Sure.
So,
And the only reason I say that is because you're talking about your mother's life.
Fair.
To like 30,000 people right now.
Right.
So
just
like, make sure that you're
No, okay. I think if you were gonna give my mother a hard time of her childhood and the person that she is at this day, I would just hit unsubscribe because like you're not the type of person that I would want to.
We digress.
Yeah,
anyway,
fair. He's like, we don't tell people that, but still, like my mother, she was very young. She had a rough childhood. She was kicked out. And of the house at a young age. She started having kids because at a person of that age, she doesn't understand the consequences or the repercussions of it.
Who took care of her?
Whoever she was with at the time.
They were old enough to do that?
No. My mom had a kid before the age of 14.
Yeah. So who took care of her?
I mean...
Like, did she go to work at 12? Like, how do you get a job at 12?
Housekeeping.
Oh.
You'd be like,
hey, maid.
Like, hey, like, you know.
I have a kid.
Can I get a shower? Can
I have a kid. I'm 12.
Right.
Can I please have a job?
Right. But during the, back in the day, it might have been a little bit different.
I mean, back in the day, that was 30 years ago. That was like.
It was a different time period.
It was 90s, early 90s, 90, 91, 92.
Right. I mean, I was born in 92.
You were born in 92?
I was born in 92.
Oh, so 80s, 88, 87?
Yeah, probably, around there. But so the idea is that she was kicked out at a young age. She had a kid at a young age. She had two daughters. And then down the line, she ended up meeting my father, which my father had slightly similar, right? He was very young when he had kids.
Yeah, your dad has 2 kids, and he's only 50.
Right.
And they're in the 30s?
Yeah.
Wait, are they the oldest?
Yeah. No. My mother's kids are my mother.
Your mom's kids before you are older than your other 2 stepsisters.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So that being said, when they got together, they had me, obviously. And then that's where the conversation said, it was like, oh, well, you could still live the fantasy game. I'm like, no, that's
because
still by genetics.
Right, because you are the child of both of your parents.
Right.
Versus one of them.
Right. And that's why I was just like, wait, no. Like, my sisters are great people, but...
I do want to get into this, though. So, I'm interested. I'm fascinated. So, how much older... I have so many questions. If you don't mind talking about it.
Yeah, start with the first one.
Your sister's dad,
yes,
on your mom's side, is he still involved?
No.
Do they know who that dad is?
No.
So they've never met their dad?
They attempted... I remember when I was younger, they attempted. Okay. And my mother, as supportive as she was, she was very cautious, but the stipulation was that they had to do it at an older age. To where
they're old enough to understand
it. Because
understand the situation.
She knew the type of person that he was he didn't want to have anything to do with him, and that's how it was.
Well, bro, at 12 years old, how old was he?
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly, I don't even know the dude's name.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
no.
So that's kind of been kept from you.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I honestly, I never understood it as growing up. I never understood the idea
that is
of it.
so hard to grasp.
Right. No, it really
there's
is.
there's no way. Dude, we're 20. I'm 23,
Right.
and we had to have a 30-minute long conversation.
Yeah.
Before we filmed.
Yeah.
So I could grasp it.
No, I think
Because I knew we were going to be talking about it, so I was like trying to,
Right.
It's a lot.
It definitely gets confusing. And I can't imagine. I was fortunate enough for both of my parents both of my parents are still together.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate in that aspect. But I never. It took me a long time to understand why we were every other weekend or every weekend we were going to pick up my sisters. I'm like, oh, what? Like, okay.
Pick up your sisters. What do you mean?
Because they were so my dad's side.
Yeah.
My dad's daughters. They were living with the mother, so I did know my dad and daughter's
So
mother.
you knew that side of it
barely,
but
because I would go pick them up. I have never stepped foot in their house.
you consciously remember it, but
Yeah.
you don't really associate with it.
I remember pulling up to that house and being like, oh, that's where Allison and Jessica's mommy is, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense, because then they would get in the van and be like, hey, mom. I'm like, all right. Oh, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah. What's up? You're on the show.
Oh, we got the Shields mama.
That's the Shields mama. So we're talking about moms and ages and all that stuff. You're 48, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah!
God damn it,
Bro, I was on it.
I can't. I'm still. I don't want to call my mom. She'll be pissed. Hi, Mama Shields. Nah, how are you?
He asked, "How are you?"
I'm good.
Yeah, she's good. Oh, sorry. I guess I can put you right here. No, we're just talking about we were talking about how okay. So I'll inform you. So Braxton's mom is 44 ish, 40, 43, 44, somewhere right in there. Mid 40s. And he's 28.
Oh, okay.
So he's 5 years older than me.
Mhm.
And you had me at 22?
23.
23. She had me at 23.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, that makes sense math-wise.
Can you
So
imagine?
23.
Ask her if she can imagine having you at the age of, let's say, 14.
Could you imagine having me at the age of 14?
No.
Bro, my mama was a hoe.
God damn.
Hey, she was sleeping around. You weren't bad, but you slept around. We knew that.
No.
Yes,
No,
you did.
She says no.
No.
Bro, you had 3 people, right? 3, 2 or 3? 2 or 3 before you were out of high school.
2.
2 before she was out of high school.
That's not sleeping around. You made it
In
sound like a
high
lot.
school, dude.
Bro, oh God, shut up! Don't even. How many
Actually,
did you?
I only have one in high school.
How many did you have in high school, Aaron? Call your mother out like that? Yeah, exactly,
Mom,
you hoe.
how many did I sleep with in high school?
What, your mother knows?
Too many to count.
Exactly.
No, that's not true. There was, 1,
I know one.
2,
17,
3.
18,
Okay.
22.
I'm just going to say their first names. She doesn't give a fuck. Heather. Shayla.
Yep.
Jasmine.
Macy.
Oh, was I in high school still?
You're in high school.
Okay, so Jasmine, Macy. God
So far, you're at twice as more than your mother. Get
yeah,
out of here.
4.
Jessica.
I fooled around with Jessica. I never slept with her. So 4. Well, no, I kind of did. Okay, 5. 5 people in high school.
I only have one.
No! Oh my God, no. No, because I slept with my wife in high school. I was in my senior year, and she
You
was...
could have told me.
Oh, no, Aunt Tori. Oh my God.
See,
I slept with
we all get around.
I
right?
slept with 10 people when I was in high school.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
what about that little blonde head girl?
Yeah, there's a lot of those in high school.
Oh, wait, what little blonde head girl?
You brought her to your open house.
Oh, that was Becca. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro, okay, so I was hooking up with college girls when I was okay, so I'll tell you the whole story later because it's all on YouTube. But I slept with. Okay, I dated this girl named Shayla. I'm not gonna say her last name because that's just not okay. But I slept with her and we were dating for like 2 years. But I had this other girl on the side who is my now wife, and so she was a side, and she knew she was the side chick. And she met my mom while I was dating the other girl. Why are you laughing? Shut up. And so, okay. So then I ghost both of them and cheat on both of them with another girl. All my senior year, by the way. Then 4 months later, like 2 months before I graduate, I get back to like a friendship level with her. Like we're talking as friends. Like we're not dating. We're not hooking up. It's literally just like, hey, we're just here to be friends, hang out. So then I hook up with, my mom doesn't know this part. I hook up with a girl named Emily. I hook up with a girl named Lydia.
That's 13.
And I hook up with a girl named Becca. And then I graduate and then I start dating my now wife.
He had to get it all out of his system.
So 13.
13.
Lucky number.
And then I accidentally black out, drank, and hooked up with a girl named Kara.
Those are the best.
And I cheated on my wife. So 15 people. 15 to 16 people.
He says he cheated on his wife. It's not his wife at the time, right? Is
She was not married to me at the time. No.
Yeah, just so everybody's
High
clear.
school. That's
Do what?
terrible. That's just in high school. That's terrible.
Yeah, no, he called his mom sleeping around at 2.
Back in she graduated in 91?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so good. I'm so on my mom and dad's history. You have no fucking clue. She's born in 71? 2? Yeah. Dad was born in 73. Yeah. My mom was born in 72. My dad was born in 73. My mom graduated in 91. My dad graduated in 92?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yorktown, Westdale. You married at 20, right? No, 21. You were 21 and then had me at 23.
Yep.
And Dad's 2 years younger than you?
1 year younger than me.
1 year younger than you. Man, I slept with 13 people in high school. That's fucked up. Okay.
It's not bad.
13 people. How many people you sleep with in high school?
Yeah, I was in very long relationships in high school, so
I was
know.
too. I just cheated on him.
I know my. God dang it! I've only cheated on one girl, and
I've been cheated on though.
right.
So
That's my thing.
That's what broke me. I did cheat on people, and then I
Right.
got cheated on.
I've always been cheated on.
It sucked.
It is.
You want to hear some karma? So the girl that I cheated on my wife with, she wasn't my wife at the time.
Right.
The person that I cheated on my now wife with,
Yes, that's better. Say
the-
that.
we were dating for 4 months and she cheated on me. It's like it came full circle. It's like I cheated on her. And like, bam, you get cheated on.
That's
it
fair.
sucked.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I just wanted to call you and talk about that. Man, I'm looking so good tonight. Holy shit. Sorry, I'm on FaceTime. I'm looking good tonight. I'm actually pretty impressed with my looks tonight. But, yeah, so I just wanted to call and talk to you about, well, I wanted to verify your age. I'm pretty sure you were 48. You're 49 this year. You got a few months till 49.
Few months on November.
And you're breaking too. You broke your shoulder and you're just falling apart, Mom.
Dude, she's halfway
He's gonna be
done.
24.
Huh?
He's gonna be 24 in a few months.
Don't. I'm not middle-aged. I'm not there yet.
Grandpa thought you were already 24.
I know he did. He told me that like 2 weeks ago. My grandpa thought that I was 24.
Does that mean you're middle aged at 24?
No, it's like 36, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, the average man is like 77. So,
yeah, it's because all these freaking women out there, dude.
right?
We live a long.
What is half of 77? 44?
35,
35,
34,
30,
33.
33.
No, 'cause
33 and a
That's
half.
66.
33 and a half.
It'd be, no, that's 66.
No, it's not.
You said, yeah, 33,
33 and a half is 37, 77.
37.
33 and a half times 2
Right.
is 77.
No, it's not.
No,
What?
It's 60. It's 67.
66.
and a half. He said 33 and a half.
What the fuck? I am so dumb.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So wait, what is
it's
half
30
of 77? Divided by 2.
Why
Okay.
am I thinking like 39?
7
It's
divided
gotta
by
be
2.
39. There's
You can only took 2 into
Yeah.
7 4 times?
38 and a half.
Or
right?
3 times. 3. Oh, it is 38. 38. Okay,
and
so
a half.
So 39. 39 is middle aged.
Took us 5 minutes to figure out what the fuck happened. Whatever.
All right, we're gonna finish this podcast. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Mama Shields.
He said bye, Mama Shields.
Bye.
Is that weird that you're known as Mama Shields now?
Yeah, that's easier that way. I don't know what else.
All my life, so
Say again.
I've been like that all my life.
Mama Shields.
Mama Shields.
Mama Shields. That's where it's at.
You
All
know,
your friends-
you know that Ellen's gonna get that, and you're gonna get Grandma Shields at some point.
That's okay
Yeah,
then.
I hope to someday.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying. Listen, you're gonna be called Grandma Shields someday.
Yeah.
That's okay, dude. Women like
She's
that's,
excited for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom was too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was like, "Fuck yeah."
Hey, I wasn't supposed to tell you, but Ellen's pregnant.
Don't lie.
I'm not.
Don't lie.
I'm not.
Lie.
I'm not.
You're lying.
I'm not supposed to tell you.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
I don't think
Yes, you are.
Call Ellen.
he didn't even tell me.
I'll call Ellen.
Well, you're not supposed to tell anybody within the
That's
first
what I know.
trimester.
Oh, that's fair.
Like you're not supposed to tell anybody within the first because you're
That's fair.
it's like 12 weeks you're supposed to wait.
8.
8 weeks. But yeah, we're only like 6 weeks in.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm still excited.
You pulled this prank before.
Oh.
With who?
With me.
With Ellen?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
I'm doing that. I pull that prank though, so that way she's unexpecting of the actual.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. Okay, well
Damn, I was excited.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
I was gonna say the only thing I was gonna say. I mean, congratulations and explains a lot about. No, I'm kidding.
You're like she's not down here.
She's like right behind.
you're like she's right behind me, didn't she?
Yeah,
She's like that though. She like pop right up on you.
Yeah, I know. So we're talking about ages.
Your mom,
stepsister.
yeah, you're talking about that. And, okay, what's the first question I asked? Oh, your okay. So the second question I had about your mom, because it was like, what was
I
it?
never knew anything about my mom's.
Your mom's,
like,
your mom's kid's dad.
right.
Yeah, you never knew that. Second question. At 12, did your mom talk about that, like that life,
Yeah.
like when she was, because
I was
she
way
was
older.
12 or 14?
Yeah, she was really. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
so-
remember the exact age.
But
'cause
it's right in before
been a
14.
few years since we talked about it.
Before 14 though.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, before 14.
My question was, it's a great fucking photo.
Know what I'm saying?
My question is that, like, if she was kicked out of the house,
Yeah.
where did she live? What did she do?
Right. So she did a lot of like side jobs with like in houses and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So she was essentially like a babysitter for kids, even though she was a kid.
Right.
But I think it's also the thing where, I mean, if I saw, I guess I didn't ask that many questions because I was just so blown away by the story, and it's not something that
What
you
blows
know-
your freaking mind?
Yeah,
You're
like,
12
wait,
years
what?
old and
Yeah,
have to
but
like fend for
you
yourself.
know what the crazy thing was like the first thing in my mind, and I remember it was I was thinking about my grandma, and I'm like I've been over to her house, like
Wait, your grandma didn't take her in?
so my mother's mom,
Oh, it was your mom's mom.
yeah.
Okay.
So like my grandmother on my mother's side,
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
like she was a great grandmother.
What?
She was a great grandmother.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird. I'm like, wait, you're talking about grandma?
Because she
Grandma kicked you out?
Grandma, your mom's mom kicked
Right,
her out,
right?
but you had a great relationship with her.
Yeah. But I think I'm like, who
What?
treats their kid like that? Like, who kicks their kid out?
Does your mom and your grandma have a decent relationship?
So currently my grandmother's passed away.
At the
right, but
obviously, I mean at the time.
during my entire childhood, I never knew about this story until I was in my mid-20s, like early 20s, mid-20s.
Wow.
I never knew about it.
So
I never
only
knew
a
of the
few years
struggle.
ago.
Yeah. No, I never knew about like her being young and pregnant and
Did your
never,
sisters ever talk about it?
Nope. I
So
don't
you-
think they do. I
So
don't
you
think
just
they know.
thought they were like your full blood sisters.
Yeah, no, essentially. Like, I mean, I guess I just never asked the questions because maybe during high school I probably understood it a little bit better, but
Well,
I never
I mean-
understood the.
Oh,
the
did you know
full
they
scope.
weren't related to you fully?
Yes. So,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Like I understood that at probably, in elementary school. I kind of.
Oh, like but you knew they were your half.
Yeah.
They knew you were okay. You knew that they were your stepsisters.
Yes.
But you didn't know the story.
Never knew the story.
You never thought like, wow, my mom's really young.
Never knew that. I never. I guess.
Put it together.
Yeah. Because I mean,
What does your dad do?
what does he do?
Yeah.
He works. He's a toolist, a machine toolist. He makes hips, and knees, and like a bunch of
damn.
replacements.
So it's like he's like a pharmaceutical
orthopedic company.
Yeah.
No, he works at one of the largest orthopedic companies in the world.
Damn.
And
your mom?
she's a bank teller.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's very very different lives.
Very.
They both made sacrifices, and I think I mentioned to you, like, I've had conversations with my dad where it's like, Dad, like, you love your job, right? And he's like, no, I hate it. And I'm like, wait, what? Like,
See,
why are you doing that?
And that's the thing, man. Is like, I would rather. Well, okay. What we do for this show,
Yeah.
does not pay very much.
No. Let me tell you that. No.
It does not. Now, we have the goal and ambition to where we hope it does.
Absolutely.
And I do believe, I mean, you see potential in the show. Like, you know what it can be.
Yeah.
It's just we have to get it there. But as the show sits right now, it doesn't make a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
But I would rather do this and be dead ass broke than do something that I absolutely hate.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you gotta have something to pay the bills. That's why we have like a secondary half of the company. It is what it is. But I would rather be just stupid broke than I'd rather be stupid broke than not do what I love.
I know for me personally, like, I mean, I got a really good business degree. I thought, everybody always preaches in high school, like, you have to go to college in order to, do something with your life.
Which, in all fairness, I think you had to at some point.
I think you have to get one thing that I will say is an education nobody can take away from you.
True.
Like, you're only bettering yourself if you get an education. So I'm not mad about getting an education. I'm mad at how fucking much I spent on this goddamn education.
Right, and here's the deal. So how much you spend on education?
After my discounts,
Sure.
about $30,000.
Okay. So
Which isn't bad.
And the
That's the
shitty thing
thing.
is, but how much are you gonna make an hour after getting that education? On average, like, well, I mean, obviously it's not what you make now or whatever. Don't disclose that. But I mean, like, what is like the person that what do they project that you'll make?
Between according to Kelly, the job market that I was looking at the time was going to be between 67,000 and 90,000.
And that's obviously not what you make, right?
No.
Yeah. Do you want to job in that industry,
Um.
or are they just not hiring?
And honestly, man, like, I don't know what I want to do the rest of my
Yeah.
life. That is the hardest question. I think people that know that answer that question are rather they're ignorant because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
True. But
I don't know what the other point of that was.
The question is though.
There was going to be multiple points to that. Like, you don't know what you're going to or what I was going to say was those people that do, they're very fortunate.
Yeah. Here's the deal though. If you could come and sit in front of a camera and drink, it's a pretty good way to make a living.
No, right. And that's why it's like, I don't. This is great. This is more
why
fun.
we hope we don't have to replace another co-host.
Right, dude. Yeah. Not very many people want to do this on my salary right now.
Well, I mean, that's not true.
I guess it's more of an experience, right?
Yeah, more of an experience, and this has huge potential.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I've seen people in your position that would grab at the chance. You just happen to be here.
I happen to be the best.
Yeah.
So that's why
I happen to be the best at what I do,
that's
that's what's going to make
that's
me
what-
millions.
You can look back on it.
But I think, like, for me, like, I didn't go to college. And I have a few people that I know that I graduated with that I know that right now, like, okay, every job that I've had since graduating, I know for a fact that I've made like 2 times more than them, and they went to college.
I think,
And it's just like, it's experience. It's
Yeah.
because like, here's the deal. I don't care how many degrees you have. If I have 5 to 6 plus years of experience in that field on you, I'm gonna get the job.
me personally, I think it's the best way that someone put it for me is don't be a one-trick pony.
Yeah, do everything.
Do everything, right? And that's what I told Aaron. You know, I'm a bartender. I'm a manager. I'm a server. You know, I've worked in food industry. I've worked in the professional industry. I've worked in hospitality industry. I've worked in all the, you know, a bunch of different jobs. They might be the same or differ slightly, but no, I think the best advice I was saying was never be a one-trick pony.
Right.
And that people will hire certain people will hire people that have a eventful resume, right?
No, of course.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, sure, yeah, if you want to be an accountant, you should probably go to school to be an accountant. But I can't do that, right? I don't know what I just don't know what I mean, this would be great, right? Yeah, if I can get paid to like shoot the shit with you and like sit here and have a podcast and like made at least enough money to where I was comfortable, like I could live on my own and do this, that would be great.
Well, that is the goal.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're not at that goal. We got to get to that goal, guys.
We're
We need
getting
your
there.
guys'
Hey.
help to get there.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting close. Like, honestly, we have the content. It's getting where we need it to be. We just need you to subscribe. So if you're watching this, you're listening to it, you like what we do, you watch what we do, just hit the subscribe button. It's fucking free. Like, you don't have to pay anything for it.
Honestly, I think one thing that people maybe they don't know, because I didn't know that either, is not only is it free, but like, I mean, what does it hurt? You know, what does it hurt to like hit that subscribe button?
Doesn't
hit all
even if you don't
notifications?
watch it. Like,
Right. I mean, honestly, that's what I did. Like,
subscribe.
I'm not very tech savvy. I mean, I don't have a lot of social media, but like, I mean, I subscribe to this, and it greatly helps our company. But I also think that people, they might not recognize that. Like, I didn't realize. I mean, if you're a huge YouTuber or, you know, a content creator, like, sure, yeah, what's one more person gonna really make a difference? But for us, you know, our thing is we need to get more subscribers to get our content out there, to be on that first, you know, like recommended videos for people, to get more views. And then if we do that, that's great. But until now, you know, obviously, you know, we just need help from our fans and our subscribers. But I mean, I know that they're really awesome.
And the biggest thing, you guys are really awesome. That's a great point. And the biggest thing is that, like, you have a lot of these big YouTubers that don't really care once they get past 1 million or once they hit like 16 million or whatever the number is. Like, they don't care. I am never going to be, I am the full owner of this company as of the recording of this podcast. I do want to bring some people on. You're looking at one of them. And so the one thing that I will always strive for is that I will never not care about you guys. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you have a name like 69 Badass MILF. I don't give a shit what your tag name is. I still give a shit about you. If you subscribe, you support what we do, and you love us, we love you, and that's all that matters. Yep. So, yeah, go subscribe. Check us out. If you don't like it, whatever.
Comment. The comments help a lot too, guys. I mean,
comments, likes, any kind of engagement, really. But this isn't the plug. Let's talk about the podcast.
Yeah, let's go back to it. Appreciate you guys.
We do appreciate you. Thank you. Before we get into how everybody is victimized, we want to let you know that the PM podcast is supported by Circle City Tint. You can get your full car tinted right now for just $169.99, and that gives you any shade you want and a lifetime warranty. Do you have an SUV or a truck? That's cool. You want to match the front 2 windows to your back and make it all look uniform? Great. Go to Circle City Tint and get your front 2 windows tinted for only $50, and that gives you a lifetime warranty, professional grade. I mean, these guys have been doing it for years. They have 40-plus years of combined experience working on your car, and they do put that lifetime warranty behind it. So to get your tint today, give them a call, 317-788-8468, or go to the website, circlecitytint.com. Now, summer is coming, winter's almost over, but That doesn't mean you can't get an Arctic Start remote start by Circle City Tent, because you can keep your car in the perfect climate all year round. You can keep your car at a nice 63 degrees or a really warm 98. It's up to you. Whatever you prefer, the Arctic Start remote start by Circle City Tent will keep your car in the perfect climate all year round, starting at just $249.99. That includes 2 key fobs and a lifetime warranty, plus installation and labor. There's no additional fees on that. For more information on that, give them a call, 317-788-8468. That's 317-788-8468. Or go to the website, www.circlecitytent.com. Now, back to the PM podcast. All right, so now we're going to talk about...
Well, let me start the question.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you feel like you're a victim in today's society?
No.
Why? You feel like you... So, does that make you, what, a supremacist then? Because you're just nothing's ever wrong with me.
No, that's not... I mean, there's some shit wrong, but it doesn't mean that, like... I don't think that society's out to get me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, I don't think, like... There are some times where I feel like, oh, man, like, why isn't my shit... Like, why isn't our show getting popular? Why aren't people watching this? And so sometimes I feel like... I feel victimized by the algorithm sometimes. Because it's like, goddamn, like, these people are getting famous for shaking their ass. But we make original content and put thousands of dollars into it, and no one gives a shit? Like, what the fuck? So sometimes I feel victimized by that, but do I feel like personally attacked by society? Not necessarily.
What about, do you feel attacked by groups of people?
No.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck.
Really? You've never had anybody... I disagree.
Have I felt like that before?
Right.
Probably.
Sure, but it's nothing that's like... You can't
like
think
what?
of something...
Like what groups of people? Like, what do you mean?
So...
Or give me a for instance.
Like, I don't know how many times I've been called a white supremacist, right? Because of the color of my skin.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
And it's just like, bro, like, you don't even know my first name. Right?
Yeah,
I don't call anybody else some cyst name, right? Like, oh yeah, you're racist or you're sexist or you're whatever, right? But I think that in today's society, and this is where it gets a little touchy, right? Because I feel like every race plays the blame card, including myself, right? Like, I feel like everybody sees the white guy and, oh, I don't have any problems, right? He's the white guy. He's got the good job. He gets the good connections, blah, blah, blah. No.
Which is not true.
I have problems, people, right? Like, I am not Donald Trump. Stop treating me like I'm Donald Trump. But I also
or just
see
any
that
white, right? Any rich white man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, that, right? I'm not... That's better. But the other point is, like, I'm getting tired. So me personally, if I'm attacked like that, I just brush it off. I'm like, you guys are so... Well, they're so ignorant.
Perfect word. Yeah, they're just being ignorant.
Right. Like, you want to start something, right?
Because, like, just because that... Okay. Oh, this is gonna get bad.
It is, dude.
Okay.
I feel like, and that's why I'm
this
being
is gonna
careful.
be, yeah.
Because, like, I don't want people. I don't care at the end of the day what people think, but I also do.
The minorities are blaming the majorities for shit that we didn't do.
Right.
For shit that we didn't do.
Yes.
Not that our race didn't do. For shit that we didn't do and no longer believe in.
Yes.
Yes, there are neo-Nazi terrorist groups out there, and yes, the KKK still exists.
It does.
And white supremacists still exist.
It does.
But they do not speak for the majority.
Right.
They don't. I've actually, this is actually true. At one of my last clients that we had before we went full-time in the show, I had multiple interactions with black people. And, dude, our conversations, I say black people, I don't know the correct term because you guys...
But that's what I'm saying.
Because you guys always change it, so I don't care if you get offended by it. I asked one of my buddies who's black, I said, dude, what do we call you?
Right. Is it African-American?
Yeah, he's like, bro, I'm not African. I'm just black. I'm like, okay,
right.
then you're black. So
Right.
that's what I called you guys because I don't have a better classification for you.
But in today's society, which is
You have to be careful.
is everybody's oppressed. Oh, you call me a black guy, like coming from the white guy. It's like,
no,
bro,
you're just
like,
black.
So that
I don't care that
person-
you're black.
right. That person.
I don't. Okay.
I think the way that I like to say it now is that group of people.
See.
Or
Okay.
is that
So
bad?
well,
Is
that's
that even bad?
That's bad because then you're
Categorizing.
You're categorizing. So I think. See, and here's the problem.
Here's the point, guys.
I think by saying someone is black, they think that you're trying to oppress them because you're basing who they are by the color of their skin.
Right.
Which I'm not.
Right.
I do not care if you're
Call
black.
me a white dude.
But if someone said, "Oh, hey, describe your buddy," if I say, "Oh yeah, he's nice, intelligent, great personality, he's absolutely hilarious, he has a great heart, he'd do anything for you." Oh, what's he look like? Well, he wears jeans most of the time. He's got a really tight haircut. Oh, well, I mean, like, bro, he's black. Like,
It's that black dude over there. Calm down.
what do you call us? Like, what do you call us?
I
Like if you have if you're a person of color, I think that's the politically
color. That
I
sounds-
think that's the politically correct
sounds
term
fair,
now.
I guess.
If you are a person of color watching this show and you had to describe what we looked like to one of your buddies, what are you gonna say?
that one white guy with the brown hair. That one white guy that's bald.
You're gonna say, "Oh, look at these two white." Like you may not say two white guys, but if someone says, "Oh, describe what they look like," you're gonna say, "Oh, they're white," because we are.
Yeah.
That I'm not offended that you classify me as that. I'm not offended that you put me in that category because that's the color of my skin.
Yeah.
As long as you don't negatively associate the color of my skin with as long as you don't
Right.
negatively associate the color of my skin, I'm fine with you.
So I think what you're saying is it's the context.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
like, hey, that white guy over there is a really good dude. It's like, but the only thing you heard was white dude, and it sets you off. No,
Right.
you missed the context of the. Like, I'm complimenting you.
You missed the fact that I said he's a nice dude.
Yeah,
like watch that guy. He's cool.
Right, but and then flip the reverse, right? Like
Yeah.
hey, that one, what? It's
And they think,
My-
and society. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, yeah.
Society leads you to believe that like black people are scary. Like I've seen it time and time again, especially in college. I've seen girls, younger petite little girls, they've kind of shied away from black dudes before, like a group of black dudes, and it's just because that they have been.
Maybe in a small town. Small town though.
Oh yeah,
You're from the small town.
I'm from a small town.
Yeah. So am I.
Muncie.
I moved here, and that is
not the case
what
here.
The women love.
Dude, I love the black dudes here. But like, I'm from Muncie, Indiana, Ball State. So if there's a bunch of black dudes, they kind of get a little like they all want to be together.
Yeah.
Like they don't want one girl popping out. Like you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you get drunk, you say stupid shit, shit goes down.
Yeah.
In a big city, dude, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like okay, you're black. Okay, cool. I'm white. Fuck me.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go get a drink. Come on.
Right, no one cares.
Like-
And I think the problem is that the media makes it so much worse than it actually is.
Is it? Do they though?
Yeah.
Because that's what. So this is the point of the conversation. Is like, so when is enough? And then there's so many movements out there right now, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
well, you're treating me like this. It's me. And it's like, why don't you guys start, like JFK said it right. Think not what the people.
Think not what you can do for think not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
Exactly. Think like that. Morgan Freeman on the news.
Oh.
How do you stop racism? Stop talking about it.
Well, he said, say it. He told the white reporter to say the N-word. He was like,
I don't remember that part.
Do you don't remember that?
I remember. I thought the question was like, how do you stop racism?
Maybe it was
And he's like,
Morgan
"Stop fucking
Freeman.
talking about it.
Maybe it was Morgan Freeman or Denzel Washington, but one of the
I could definitely
somebody
see
in the
Denzel.
acting industry
That's
there was a person of color in the industry that a white reporter asked him if so why is it so bad for us to say the N-word? And he's like, say it. And he was like, wait, what? And he's like, say the word. And he's like, well, what do you mean? He's like, it's just a word. Say the word.
Okay.
Like, he was like, and here's what I mean. here's how you stop racism. Stop talking about racism.
Right.
I'm white, or you're white. I'm black. Like the actor, he's like, you're white. I'm black. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask you to call me a man, and I'm gonna call you a man,
Right.
and we're gonna leave it at that.
Right. If someone calls you that, then in a negative way, which there's no.
Well, he's
saying
just saying like, don't call me a black man. Just call me a man.
it. So
Call me what I
Right.
am. If you're asked to describe me, it is what it is. But call me a man,
Right.
because that's what you are to me, and that will end it.
Right.
And that's so wise, because like you don't have to call me a black man. You can just say, "Oh, he's a great guy," and then when they see me, they can judge or decide whatever they want.
Yeah.
But just describe me for who I am.
So the thing about being, I guess, from what I've been told, one of the great things about being white is we're not really oppressed, right? And
Yeah, we don't understand oppression,
right.
Because we've never had to experience it.
I think that's bullshit.
Oh, what do you mean?
So
That we've never had to experience oppression?
I think that there's obviously people out there that have experienced that way more than I have in a
Sure.
more extreme way.
Yeah.
But because we have all these different groups that are all about me,
Yeah.
everybody's oppressed. And that's the point of this conversation.
Yeah.
How do we stop that? Stop fucking talking about it.
Yeah. Just stop
Just like
talking
you
about
said.
it.
Hey,
Everybody
hey,
has
man.
shitty days.
Right. And if someone calls me a cracker,
Well, I am.
okay,
Cool.
I'll beat the shit out of you. And then we'll walk away. Or maybe not.
Yeah, but
right?
it can't be like that now because it's a hate crime. That's the problem.
But why? How can? Okay, so I also understand that if I'm gonna call someone a negative slur, right? It's different because of the meaning, right? What happened, right? Like, oh, there was slavery, there was, the blah, blah, there's this whole history about it. Whereas, but if anybody calls a white person a negative slur, okay, I'm salty. Thank you. I guess I'm a little crunchy. Like, there's no offense.
Yeah.
There's no history. There's no.
I'm salty and I go good in soup. Like,
Yeah,
what do you
like,
mean?
I don't get it. But I understand other slurs towards other groups of people are obviously they have that history. They have that like, don't call me that, right?
I would love to have a person, a black guy, or any kind of person of color, black girl, black guy. I'd love to have them on the show
Okay.
and hear their opinion of this.
I can make
I
that
really
happen.
would.
I know
Do you-
plenty of people that are more than happy to have a conversation, and that's what I love about.
I just
meeting
want to
new
know
people.
if they were taught to be, if they were raised to think differently, if they were raised to act differently, or if they were like raised to be more conscious of what they were saying and doing. Because I do know that like I have a black friend who like was raised by his parents how to interact around police officers.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just how they were raised. Which the shitty thing is that there are a lot of good cops out there. There really
Yeah.
are. There's a lot of
Yeah.
amazing police officers out
Yeah.
there.
I'm friends
I
with
have-
a few of them.
Me too. I
It's
have
so
plenty
annoying.
of people that are cops
Yeah.
that are amazing police officers.
They really are.
And they really give a shit. They're only doing it because police officers do not get paid a lot.
Yeah.
If anything. So they're doing it because they care.
Neither does a teacher, but she's not putting her life on the line. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Police
Like, I'm
officer can get
sorry.
shot in the face.
Yeah.
So like
okay.
I know plenty of guys and girls that are police officers that just care.
Yeah.
So like the sad thing is that a few make the whole thing look bad.
Is it a few or is it a lot? That's what I
What do
don't
you
know
mean?
how to answer that question. Like, is it really? So you asked a question earlier.
Police
is it-
officers, you mean?
Right. No, you were asked.
The majority and the minority?
Right. So is there the majority of the people? Do they think kind of how I do, where it's just like, or like Morgan Freeman, where he's like,
Just
you
stop
can,
talking
you can
about it?
call me whatever you want to call me. I'm gonna walk away because
Right.
I don't like. I'm gonna completely like. But then you have the or do you have the majority of people that are like, I'm gonna fucking kill you for what you just said,
No,
or
it's-
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, or I'm gonna be in your face because of what you said, and then make it a bigger deal, and then start like, oh well, I'm gonna pass like laws.
It's the
and,
minority.
You think it's a minority?
It's 100%.
See, and that's what it's so
It
hard
is
to
the
tell.
minority. No,
Because
it is.
I deal with customer service a lot.
I do too. My whole career before this was customer service. I was in food industry, actual call support, and like phone support. Awful. It's the minority.
Dude, if you're a phone support,
Yeah, it's awful. But the problem, okay, and that's what so like,
so that's good though.
yeah, so it's definitely the minority because the majority, okay, the reason why people are assholes on the phone is because they just
Yeah.
want to talk to a normal person. And sometimes they're frustrated and take it out on you. They're not mad at you as a person.
Yeah.
They're just mad at the system that you work for.
Right.
So they're just
Right,
like, they're
right.
frustrated.
Yeah, so you're the system.
So they're taking it out on you
Yeah.
because you are the representative of that system.
Yeah.
Same in food service.
Yeah.
They're not mad at you. They're
Oh, my
mad.
taco came out cold. And
You have
like,
nothing
I can go
to
get
do
it.
with it.
I can go get it fixed.
Right.
But don't leave me a 1-star review and not tip me because
but
of it.
you're the face.
Right. Oh yeah.
And so that's the problem.
That's gonna be another.
they can't-
customers. That's gonna be
yes.
another conversation.
They
That'll be
can't
long.
associate it. They can't associate the food, the service with anything else other than you because you're the only person they see
Yeah.
besides the person that seats them.
Yeah.
So they're not mad at you. And a lot of people have a hard time taking that because they're not really mad at you. They're just upset. So if you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And they can scream at you all you want. Like every time that I had to help with somebody, I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. We'll get that fixed for you. I don't fucking care if you can fix for me. I want my money back.
But yeah.
It's
like, bang, here you go, man.
Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do.
I was savage.
Sometimes I can't. I'm like, unfortunately, nothing we can do about that. But here's a gift certificate. Like, please come back.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't want a fucking gift certificate.
That's
blah
fine.
blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, have a
Blah,
great
blah,
day. Like, you're not gonna affect me because of you being upset. If you're upset, I get it. But you're upset. You're offended. I don't care. Like, when did Sticks and Stones May Break My Bone stop being relevant?
Right. Yeah. I think everybody wants to be like offended. Right.
No. Everybody wants to have their voice heard.
Yeah. Social media does a lot of that.
Yeah. So if you hear them out, a lot of times they'll calm down. If you hear them out and hear what they have to say, they'll calm down a little bit. They won't come at you as hard because it's not you that's affecting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's why I say it's the minority because when you're dealing with customer support, they're just upset at the system, not you. But when it comes
That's
to
fair.
the minority like saying like, "Oh, I'm oppressed." Excuse me. When it comes to you saying that potentially the majority is like, "Oh, I'm oppressed," and "Oh, I'm victimized," I think it's the minority, but the media makes it seem like the majority.
Yes, I agree, and because it's extreme and it's gonna get the views.
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The news does not care about what's boring.
Right.
If it's not gonna get views, they don't care. Like the news is the king of clickbait.
Yeah.
Like,
Fair.
because what's gonna get you? Okay, what's gonna get clicking on their articles? Is it gonna be, oh, fireman saves cat from tree, or is it gonna be,
Naked woman is in a tree.
or is it gonna be something like,
I'd click.
Donald Trump makes executive order to raise tax law? Like, dude, everybody as soon as they see Trump, they're gonna go click and read the whole thing.
Yeah. Fair.
Whether you're for Trump or against Trump, it doesn't matter. They're going to click on it. So it's the news controls because people nowadays, they're so quick to jump.
Yeah.
They don't care. Like they're so quick to jump on something and they don't read the context. They don't read what the actual story is. They get their news from Facebook and Twitter and then they jump on it and attack before they even know the whole situation.
Yep.
And it's happened so much.
It
It's
really
like you
has.
guys have got, as a society, I'm your guys' age. I'm 23, almost 24. He's 28.
Dude, I've seen your guys' ages.
We have to be more. If you're gonna, okay. If we're talking about being oppressed and feeling victimized,
Right.
the only reason you feel victimized and the only reason you feel oppressed is because you're not taking the proper time to be well informed. And if you find people that are like-minded like you and you inform each other, that's how this shit stops.
That's
But
well put.
But if you get your information from Facebook and Twitter and social media, you're going to destroy the fucking world.
Yeah.
Stop listening to fake news. Stop looking at Facebook posts and Twitter posts. Look at an actual legitimate news article and make your own goddamn opinion.
So yeah, that's a wonderful thing about this world. You can have your opinion, but if you're gonna tell me the Earth is flat, I'm gonna smack you across your fucking face.
Dude, the problem is that
I think that's the best example to think about it, right?
everybody's opinions are their opinion is somebody else's opinion. They never listen to the. Did you just choose something?
Yeah, ice. Sorry.
Oh, they never listen to they never form their own opinion.
Right.
People nowadays, they don't take the information and be like, what do I think of that? They don't dissect it. They just take it at face value. That's the truth. That's what it is. And they go and attack. There's no need for that shit. Look at what the facts are. Dissect it for yourself and form your own opinion. You don't have to listen to what everybody says. It's like you shouldn't believe everything you read.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening in our country right now. They're believing everything they see on Facebook, everything they see on social media, and they're just rolling with it. They don't actually wait for shit to unfold anymore.
Right.
Because it's so now. They want information now. They want to be informed now. It's like, well, bitch, sometimes shit takes a minute to unfold.
To get the full context.
To get
the full factual context of the story.
Yeah.
Like you can get the context, I guess, but then are you filling in the blank in some of those?
Well,
like,
it happened with COVID in the United States. Honestly, it did. It happened with, the Trump presidency, like they or the president at the time, I'm not even going to use names. I'm just going to say the president at the time and his staff released a statement when COVID first broke that they had a cure, they were ready to fix it, that it's not going to be a problem. They had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
They said hydroxychloroquine was going to work. That's not what hydroxychloroquine does. Hydroxychloroquine is used for malaria in some cases, but it's very hard on the liver, and it doesn't help with COVID. So, but they did. But they were.
If you're an idiot.
But the problem is, everybody wants an answer now.
Right.
They want to be informed now. Sometimes the answer is not available, and you have to wait. You have to be patient. But we live in such a society that everything is instant gratification. We have to have it now.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
same with dating, politics.
Well, sex.
Yeah, fair sex. Yeah.
Sex, food. That's why
Food,
fast food
everything's
exists.
Delivered. Everything's
DoorDash.
delivered now. Yeah.
Like, it's all out of convenience.
Sex is tender and fucking.
It's all out of convenience and instant gratification.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And so the news is becoming that. And that's why there's so much false news out there where they have to retract statements and be like, well, we thought this was it. That's actually not it. It's actually this. Sorry. Because they have to give you some information because everybody's down their necks to do it. Down their throats to do it. And you have to, like, people, we gotta fucking calm down.
Yeah.
You're not a victim. Like, read the fucking information. Talk to somebody. Like, I'm not going to oppress anybody, just like you shouldn't oppress me. I don't give a shit what you look like. I don't give a shit about your background or what you've been through. As long as you respect me, I'll respect you, and that's how this works. Sorry,
Essentially.
I got a little
That
heated.
was your rant. Yeah, no, yeah, I could tell. I was letting
Rant
I was letting
over.
it over. Her. Yeah, I mean, reiterate on it. It's just, I'm the same way, I guess, in a lot of those aspects. You know, you treat me how I'll treat you. If you want to get in my face, I'll get back in your face. You want to be cis or whatever, however, you know, that's where I walk the line, you know, because it's where it's like, you know what, like, I don't. That's a line that I just don't like to cross.
That's a whole other thing, though, the cis shit. Saying like I'm a cis male. No, I'm a male.
It's that and like the racist part. Like, oh,
Yeah.
well,
You're saying like cis as in like racist, sexist,
and
whatever. I always taken it like people say like you're a cis male.
What?
I don't know, or like cisgendered male or whatever.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is this another thing that I gotta figure out?
Cisgender is like. Let me look up the actual. I don't want to be wrong on this because that actually is something people are pretty heated about. I want to say the correct definition before I destroy it.
Well, yeah, I guess my point was like...
Excuse me, cisgender. Denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity or gender corresponds with their birth sex. So saying that I'm a cisgendered male, CIS gender male, is saying that I am what I am born as.
I'm saying okay. So yeah, just to reiterate for the following part, I've been saying cyst.
He's saying cyst
Yeah,
as
like
in like
racist, sexist. Yeah.
racist, sexist. I just heard cis and I was like, I completely flipped to the
Yeah,
whole.
I heard. I guess that
disagree
makes
with
sense.
Because
I didn't even know
dude,
that was a fucking thing. Good.
it
grief,
is,
dude.
and I don't. If I have anyone on this show that ever wants to say I'm a cisgender, no, I'm a male. You're not gonna fucking. You can be whatever the fuck you want. You're not gonna change my classification of what I am. You can be whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna make me conform to what I know that I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
You're
like
not gonna give
somewhat-
me.
yeah.
You're not gonna change my identity to match your world. That's not gonna happen. If you want to, you can be a fucking unicorn.
Attack
You can be an
helicopter?
attack helicopter.
I love
I don't give a
attack
fuck.
helicopters.
You're not gonna tell me what I am. Like that's so fucking hypocritical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be what I am, but I'm gonna tell you what you are. No, you're fucking not.
I don't think.
You're gonna be what you are, and I'm gonna be what I am, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. I feel like in that situation, I would just be like, okay, next. So
Oh, no, I
the
know.
Colts are doing great.
It will
right?
be-
You know, like I would just like completely just be like, all right.
Oh,
that
it would
was
be
fucking-
it would be a fight on this show.
It would be.
If I had a guest that called me a cisgender male, I'd be like, no, I'm a male.
You're gonna stand your ground on it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not worth walking away.
No,
Then that defeats the purpose of like, oh, we're all the conversation that we've been having.
no.
Everybody
It
feels-
doesn't defeat the purpose because I don't feel oppressed by it. But you're not gonna stand like the person that would have this argument. You're not. That person's not gonna stand their ground on believing that you can be whatever you want, and then you're gonna try to make me conform to your way of thinking because that completely defeats the purpose of your argument.
But it's right.
What? My
That
argument's
you're-
right
That you're a cis male.
in their world,
Right.
but
So you're being oppressed, and then you're oppressing their thoughts and feelings.
no, because their whole stance, the whole argument, the whole reason they had that argument is you can be whatever you want.
Right.
You're not gonna tell me what I am then. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna
Yeah.
tell me that I'm a.
I guess that is
you're
pretty-
not right.
That's a word. Hypocritical.
It's
Yeah.
hypocritical. It breaks their argument
Right.
because their whole argument, their whole foundation, when it comes to gender, is you can be whatever you want. There's no limit to how many genders there are. Gender is a way of thought, which is not true, and I disagree with that entirely. Which we're not going to go there, but that's one of those. But their whole argument stands based on the fact that you can be whatever you want, and you can be whatever gender you want to be. Then you're not gonna, but you're gonna sit there and tell me what I can be.
Fair.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to conform to your way of thought because you want to believe that everybody can be what they want, but then you're going to classify me as something? No, I am what I am. You're not going to call me a cisgender male. I am a male. That's what I am. Respect it because that's what your foundation is based on. If you don't believe that, then your foundation and your belief system is flawed. See what I mean? So it's like it's
Yeah.
hypocritical. It completely deteriorates.
But now that as soon as you start that conversation,
yeah.
you're automatically labeled. Oh well, he's like
I'm
against the
I'm
LGBTQ,
oppressive, which is not
right.
true. And I would classify that as like, listen to me. And I if you were that person,
Right.
I would be like, listen to me. I don't care what you are. I don't care what you classify yourself. That's absolutely fine. I love, respect, and appreciate your stance on life. But please respect the way I think and how I classify myself. Don't try to label me just as I won't try to label you. If we love and respect each other, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And that's how you
Yeah.
can peacefully lead that conversation. Is like, you have to anybody can believe what they want to believe.
Right.
If you feel oppressed, I'm sorry about that. But I am
Right.
never going
Same.
to personally oppress you.
Right. Yeah.
I make that vow
Or at
that
least
I am,
not
I am never going
intentionally.
intentionally. I mean, if I
Right.
do it on accident, if I
Yeah.
make you feel like, call me out on it. Let
Right.
me know what I said that was wrong or that you felt was wrong, and I will try to explain my stance on
But
it.
that's how it would be, the conversation, just like what you were saying. It was like,
Yeah.
well, like, oh, well, that's kind of rude. Like, shouldn't I be able to call you whatever you want? You're like, look, no.
I would say like, you can call me whatever you want, but I'm telling you that that's offensive to me because you believe one thing and I believe another. And so that's fine that we have opposing views and opposing values. but you should not force your way of believing onto me.
It's like religion
just
and
as
politics.
Exactly.
And everything
Just like
else.
I will not force my way of believing onto you. And as long as we can respect that, we're fine. I'm
Okay.
just going to ask that since this is my show, this is my company, that you don't call me a cisgender male because that's not what I believe and that offends me. Now, if you want to classify your friends or whatever as that, that's fine. But please call me he, him, because that's what I identify as and that's what I am. I am a male. Don't call me a cisgender male because I am male.
God, there's so many fucking definitions.
There is, and so that would be the argument. It's like I get it. I get that you want to believe what you want to believe, but I am telling you what I am.
Fair.
Do not classify me as something other than what I am told you. That like it's different if you do it on accident.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, oh, like you being like, okay, for instance,
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah, it's like for you, like if we had a guest, Braxton was the guest, and he called me a cisgender male, first time on the show, doesn't know what I classify myself as, and just said cisgender male. I would respond like, oh, I'm actually just a male. You don't have to say cisgender. I identify as male, he, him. Don't. And then if they then continued to call me cisgender male, that would be a problem.
Right.
Because
it's like you're going out of your way after I just told you.
Right.
No.
I have told you, no, this is what I am. And here's the deal. I shouldn't have to conform to what they're saying, but I am. I'm being respectful by, okay, this is what you believe. I get that. Here's what I am. Please reference me to that, please.
Yeah.
And then if they continue to go on it, I'm like, all right, now you're just being disrespectful. Because I've told you what I identify as and what I am, and now you're just outwardly disrespecting me.
Yeah.
In my studio, on my company, to me and my face. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fair.
So that's just how I view it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that makes sense. I mean, it was just funny because I remember I was just thinking of a story where I was getting a haircut and it was from a transgender. Wait, okay,
male
correct?
to female is
Male to
transgender. Was she male to female, or was he female to male?
Other way, first way. She.
She was born a male,
Yes.
transitioned to a female.
Yes.
Okay, so
she
she is a transgender female.
Right.
'Kay.
But she is still very manly in a few aspects. She was a cosmetologist. Cosmetologist. So, but dang, I accidentally said, "How's the hair look? Does the neckline look good?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, that looks great." Fuck.
Did she
But-
get offended?
No, she's like, "Oh no, that's great. Like, I'm glad you're having a good time." You know, like just like nothing.
I do
right?
call girls man though.
Right. Same.
Like I've
so
said, yeah.
that's just like my terminology, right?
Man-
I'm just like that's how I am too.
Yeah.
But like in that situation, I was like, this is when you don't say that
because
you know?
But
Right.
here's the deal. But that's the problem.
But she was cool with it.
Hold on.
and
That's
that was
the thing.
nice.
That's the thing is that people get upset by terminology.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, dude has been a thing since the 70s.
Yeah.
Calling somebody
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Dude,
man, I
I've said
appreciate
that
that.
to girls.
Yeah. So have
I'm like,
I.
oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Man. Like, if I call you man, dude, bro, bud,
Bub. Yeah. I say bub a lot.
I don't care what you say, Bubba.
Bubba.
You say Bubba to me.
Bubba.
Like, okay,
Really?
Bubba. Yeah.
Oh dang! I got see. I
Yeah.
see. I just subconsciously.
Yeah.
I usually,
You're like, I'll talk to you later, Bubba. I'm like, all right.
we used to say, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
'Cause at Brothers we used to call each other Bubs.
Okay. Yeah, you called me
that
Bubba.
that was hurt.
It's funny when we were on the phone.
That's a
But-
bouncer turban. Yeah. Anyways,
But
go.
anyway, so like man, bub, dude, bud,
Right,
like those are all like societally accepted terms for friend.
Right.
That's what that means. That means friend.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely. Yeah.
So like, if you're gonna be trans, which I completely support, like if you feel like you're born different and you go through the actual procedure, because once you go through that procedure to have the estrogen or testosterone, it changes your brain chemistry. You do become that sex. So if you feel like you're born different and you go through that whole transitional process, I respect that. I will call you whatever you want because that's what you believe. I'm not upset by that. If you believe you're a she and you have all the parts, like I couldn't distinguish, I'm not going to get upset by that. But don't get upset if I call you man, bro, dude, bud, whatever. Like, you're my friend. I say it to my girlfriends. Like, I'm like, what's up, dude?
I remember.
Like, I don't get upset by that.
My one of my aunts, she's a lesbian, and I would as a
Mom's dad.
mom's or my dad's sister is a lesbian, and I remember when we first went to visit them. They live out in New York, and in school, I don't know if you remember, in like junior high and high school, you'd always be like, "That's gay."
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so gay.
Well, that was popular when we were in school.
Right. And
It's
like,
not now.
Oh my god, you know how awkward. Like, man, I'd be like, oh, that. I would always say it, right? And I've never at this age, I was so young where I've never really. I mean, unless there were some like lesbians or like kids that were gay and
Kids don't understand that though.
well, right. And I
Yeah.
like in high school, I mean, there was definitely a few bisexual people or
Right.
gays and lesbians, but like I guess
We are from very small towns though.
yeah, we are
Like we weren't.
That's true.
We weren't raised
That's
in
true.
like
didn't have like
Carmel, Zionsville, HSC. We weren't raised in like these 1,300 kids per class school.
No, that's fucking nuts, dude.
So like I think it also depends on where you're raised to. Especially like if you're on either of the coasts, you're introduced to that pretty quick.
That's true.
Versus us being from like you had 200 kids for your class, right?
I had like it was like 300.
I had
like
65.
Yeah. No, that's
So,
nuts, dude.
Now, my values and the way I look at things and
So
the way I
many Igloo
believe
brothers, didn't you?
is very different from what I was raised to be.
Yeah.
But I'm not-
absolutely.
yeah. So
Say,
like,
well, yes and no. Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of. I had like a lot of old timers.
like
I guess.
we've talked about it before, where
Yeah.
it's like if I were to hook up with a girl, and then she told me that she was trans,
Yeah.
but I had no idea that she was trans, I wouldn't be offended by that. I would just be like, oh, like I appreciate you telling me that. Like that's hard to tell somebody, like especially that I couldn't tell.
Right.
Like I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
That scar tissue's not bad.
Well, no, I'm not gonna lie. I've done my research. I've looked at shit like that.
Yeah.
I've looked at like vaginas
Yeah, I
that
guess I
were
have, yeah.
trans.
Yeah.
You can't fucking tell,
No way.
dude. You can't. I'm telling you. You cannot tell.
I bet I could.
No, you can't. They operate the same. They don't get period. They don't get periods, obviously, because they don't have ovaries. But they operate the same. Like they can get yeast infections. They can normal shit that can happen to a vagina besides a period. Same shit.
Huh.
I'm telling you, if
He's like, bro.
if
trust me on this
and when
one.
we moved to LA, you could hook up with a trans person and you'd never know.
I'm gonna be pissed if you try to set that up, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to.
I mean, you could set it up, and then if I'm just like, something seems off, be like, you were right. You can tell, but because normally you're right.
Well, yeah,
I've never talked to
I'd tell
anybody-
you afterwards. Be like, yeah, that was it.
Oh,
but
bet.
but you wouldn't know. Like
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I would set you up with the right person. You wouldn't know.
Fair.
Like, do you think I'm gonna let you down? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So I guess the reason why it would bother me is because I would want kids, and I think we've had the conversation.
But if it's just a hookup, who cares?
But we've had that conversation too,
Yeah.
where I don't hook up with people.
you don't.
Yeah, that's
true.
a whole nother level. Like, sure, if you want to go on a date and
Okay, so I've got to get you drunk,
yeah, really drunk.
and no, not really drunk, just drunk.
Nah, you have to get me.
We're
pretty
all
drunk.
hanging out as friends, and then you're like, hey,
I got this friend over here.
yeah, and then go for it.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey,
I would
that's
have
oppression.
To. That's oppression.
A
You
little
think so?
bit. Yeah, a little bit, because you're
No.
like you're judging a person based on what they are or what they want to be.
Right. But they're
So-
not being honest.
No,
And
I mean,
for someone with my views of what I just told you,
everyone
like-
if they didn't know your views though, like you're just like hooking
Well,
up because
right.
because here's the deal, a girl that
Yeah.
you're trying to hook up
Yeah.
with doesn't tell you she's a girl, you just assume she's a girl.
Well, that was before the 20th century.
It doesn't change. What do you mean? Like
I would definitely before the 20th century, I could definitely know if a
Okay.
guy was trying to be a girl or a
right,
girl was trying to be a guy.
right. But if you're trying to talk to a girl,
Mm-hmm.
right, and you're on Tinder, you have Tinder.
No. I don't have any.
Do you use dating apps?
No, that's the other dude.
Okay.
I've tried it. It's like digging through the trash, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, this one's half eaten out.
Especially in Indiana where they're all have kids.
I think that's the problem though. It's Indiana.
It's
Yeah,
Indiana. Hey. Well, I'm not lying. You go to San Francisco or Los Angeles, you start swiping.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Holy
is like
shit.
I couldn't even. I feel like I'm just too old. I guess old school.
Old school.
Like,
You gotta meet 'em.
we have to go on a date. Like maybe back
Anyway.
in my prime. Yeah.
What I'm saying though, okay, you meet a girl at a bar. Let's say we're living in Los Angeles, right?
Okay.
And you're like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bars tonight. Cool, man.
Yep.
Have a good time.
Cool.
Or maybe you and I go together, just
Yep.
like crowd search, network, do all that kind of shit.
Sweet.
You know, we're just hanging out.
Yep.
And so you meet this girl at the bar,
Yep.
right?
Beautiful. 10 out of 10.
Beautiful 10 out of 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, take her back to your place.
That probably wouldn't happen.
Well, talk to her,
Sure.
get her number, whatever.
Sure. Get her number.
Like, you start talking to her.
Yep.
How many dates is it before you hook up?
3.
Okay, so you go on 3 dates.
If I really like her, I'll push it as long as I can.
Well, let's just say 3.
Let's say 3.
Let's just say 3.
Sure.
3 dates, you hook up, and about, let's say you decide you want to date her.
Okay.
Like, she's like, oh man, this girl, we click.
Yeah.
Like, you want to date her, and she tells you that she's trans. She's like, hey, listen, I have to be honest with you. I didn't know how far this was going to go, but I do really like you, and I want you to know, like, I was born a male. Like, but you care about this girl.
That's a tough one.
And
dude.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's the thing.
because
Is like, obviously,
you
yeah.
wouldn't ask a normal girl you go to the bar if she's a girl. Like, if you picked up a girl and you're like, I like you. Like, you don't ask her. Like, okay, I have never been on a date with a girl and I've asked a girl, were you born a girl? I've never asked that. And I'm not going to ask that because it's fucking rude.
damn near have to put it on your profile picture or something at this point.
Well, I mean, most people do. They're
You're
respectful.
2021,
They're
right.
respectful. Like, if you're on Tinder or whatever, most people are respectful and be like, trans female.
right.
But that's only if they haven't had the full transition. It's like if they still have male.
Yeah, it's because you would know
yeah,
at a
if-
certain time
right.
in that relationship.
If they have male genitalia, they'll usually tell you. But if they've had or female genitalia or whatever,
yeah.
they usually tell you. But if you're fully transitioned, you are what you say you are because you've had every single step of you're done. You've gone through the transition of being a trans male to female. You are done. You are a female.
So how does someone like me
Yeah.
that is, say, somewhat traditionalist,
Sure.
that's like lying?
How would you handle it, you mean?
How would you
Like, how would I go about it?
Yeah, so like you're on
If
a
I
date
was
with a girl,
like
just be
you-
like, hey, just so you know, I'm not really comfortable with the fact of like sleeping with men.
But you're not sleeping with a man. You're sleeping with a woman.
Right.
You,
But that person knows that's what I would see it as.
But you wouldn't know that. That's what I'm saying. Because they're a female.
Really?
They're going to act as a female. Like, if they're a female...
So confusing.
Okay, listen.
I hate that.
If you're... Let's say your ex told you she was trans.
yeah, I'd be like, that. What the fuck? Like, what?
How
what
long
took
did you
you so
how long
long?
did you date her?
3 years.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's say you've been dating a chick for two weeks.
Okay.
And then they tell you. It's like, that's not bad.
And we fucked,
Yeah. And you couldn't tell.
and I couldn't tell somehow.
You wouldn't be able to. I promise you. If you... Especially with
That's almost like challenge accepted, almost, but like it's a lose
Bro,
for me.
say challenge accepted. You won't be able to tell. I promise.
Fair. I mean, really good doctors. That means they got a lot of money, I guess. 'cause
Yeah.
they've been
Who gives a
spending
shit? Anyway, they're a female.
Okay.
Like, they're full blood.
I'm not happy about it,
I get that you wouldn't be happy about it, but
and
at
that's wrong.
at the same time, how
I'm
you
the
would-
bad guy?
No. Kind of. How you would say it, how you would handle it, because I don't think you should be offended by it, because it takes a lot for someone to tell you that they're trans. Like, hey, I really care about you, and I really think this is going somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
think about a girl saying that to you. Like, I really do care about this, and I really do care about you.
Yeah.
And this is really hard for me to say, but I want you to know that I was born a male. And then if you didn't want to continue it, which I get that you want kids, if you didn't want to continue it, you'd be like, listen, I appreciate that and I respect that. That took a lot for you to tell me.
Fair.
And I appreciate that.
Okay.
But I want to have kids naturally. I want to have kids that are mine. I don't want to adopt.
Right.
And as much as I respect and care about you, I can't continue in a relationship that is going to be hindered by that issue. So as much as I care about you, I can't go move forward. And that's the best way to do it, honestly. Because if you hooked up with her and you didn't know and you were dating or whatever, it's like that's what it is.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, she's a girl. She is a girl. You can't view it as a man, because once you pass that point, that's it. She's not a he.
Yeah.
She's a she.
I guess in the heat of the moment, I think that I would honestly be probably pretty triggered, but I think that after a minute
you
or
come
two,
back to the apartment,
I'd be
you
like,
talk
all
to,
right, look,
yeah,
I get it.
Dude, I swear to God, it's going to happen.
Oh, God.
You're going to come back to me.
I'm going to call you
and
when it happens.
You're going to be like, bro,
I'll be like,
you'll never believe what fucking happened.
You were fucking right.
No,
dude.
you're not even going to say that. You're going to call me from the bar or whatever when you're leaving. You're going to be like, bro, can we talk? I'm like, you hooked up with someone who was trans, didn't you? You're like, how'd you fucking know?
I'll be like, dude, it looks and tastes the same. Like, it smells the same. Like,
because it is.
Dude, yeah, it's
I'm telling you, no. I'm telling you, it is. It's the same. It operates the same. It lubricates the same. It discharges the same. It works the exact same way. I've researched this extensively. Like, these surgeons know exactly what they're fucking doing.
Fair, I guess.
It's crazy. It is nuts.
That was a tangent from
that was a big tangent. Anyway, yeah, she is a she.
She is a she.
He is a he.
I agree. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I want everybody to reassure. Like,
no.
I respect everybody else's decisions.
If you have male genitalia or female genitalia and you're trying to transition to the other, you definitely need to inform the person that you're talking to that you are trans. Because that is not okay. Because that's
if
like,
you're currently talking to someone and they're trans.
Like, let's say you message someone on Tinder, and they don't tell you that they're trans.
Right.
That's fucked up.
What's the difference between what we just fucking talked about?
Because they have the genitalia they were born with, even though it's not what they believe. You may not be that way. Like, you may be straight. You may not be bi or homosexual.
Wait, the difference between these two situations that we're just now talking about, the one now and the one 5 minutes ago, is that one of them still has the original's sex's genitalia.
Yeah, you should say something, just to be respectful, because you may not.
I don't see any difference.
Yes, there is, because
physically there is a difference.
Physically, there's a difference, and that affects the relationship.
But they don't. Technically, they don't see a difference. Like, oh yeah, that's just like a weenus. It's like a skin on my elbow. It's just an extra.
And that's fine.
A big toe.
And but I am a straight male, and I'm more than happy to be friends with you and engage in conversation with you. And as long as you're okay with me asking questions, I'll ask questions. But I don't want to enter into a romantic relationship unless you have fully transitioned to a place to where you are biologically a female. I'm not a homosexual. So I like, if you have those parts, that's fine. If you're in that transitional stage, I get that you believe that you're a female, and I totally support that, but I can't enter a romantic relationship until you've done that. And it's just because of my preference sexually.
I think if I ever move out to California with you, if I ever go on a date, I'm just gonna be like, I want to have kids someday, and that's not something I'm willing to change. My own kids. And then just like, that way, just like, all right, there's, maybe I should tell them, or maybe I should just walk away. Because if I have a 10 that's just like, okay, I'll just walk away, and she's a transgender woman, it's just like, well, fuck it. It's just another one that got away.
Yeah, but is there a level to where you wouldn't? Where you'd be like...
If Angelina Jolie, back in the Tomb Raider movies, was a man...
Yeah.
I would do anything.
So what if okay, hold on. What if an Angelina Jolie looking person with like the perfect personality,
same lips too?
Sure. Oh yeah. Walked up to you and you started dating, and then she told you she was trans. Would you adopt?
And she's like perfect wife, like doesn't no bitching, no fights. Yes, absolutely.
I mean,
if
you're
it's
probably
Angelina Jolie.
You're probably gonna have fights, but
like
it's not like
it's a good life, right?
Yeah.
Good relationship. XY. Yeah, probably.
It's kind of like me and my wife.
I
Like
would've
we
done.
have a really good marriage.
Yeah.
We bicker and bitch, but it's like it's funny at that.
She hates you.
My wife. Yeah, she hates me. I'm hard to handle. I actually asked that today.
Yeah, you're like, you hate me.
Yeah, I did. I really did. I was like, man, I really feel like you don't like me sometimes. And she just goes, you're really hard to handle sometimes. And I was like, man, what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I think it's from what I've noticed. Like, I think you're both very creative, but I think you're more vocal, and I think you're just more presentable about it. Like, I guess whereas she seems a little bit more reserved. To where she could just like mumble on her breath and be like, "Yeah, you're a fucking dick, whatever." Like, whereas you're like, "Oh no, let's have a conversation,"
Well, when it's her thing and it's her creativity, I don't stomp on that because it's her thing.
That's fair, right?
But when it's my thing and my vision,
Yeah,
do what the fuck I ask.
yeah, that's fair.
Because you can't see what I see.
Yeah,
It's kind of like you a little bit.
yeah,
It's like I appreciate everything you bring to the table. That's why you're here. That's why you
Right.
do. That's why you're on the show.
right.
It's because you do bring a significant amount to the show. But at the same time, it's like at the end of the day, I watch the show, I edit the show, I help produce the show. It's going to be what I want.
Yeah,
When you have a larger stake in it, it'll be different because then you and I will be partners in this. And so if you don't like something, you can be like, hey, man, let's change it to this.
Right.
But then again,
We do
by
now.
by what?
We already do that kind of now. Well,
You do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Put in my spit, and you're like, yeah, I like that better. Yeah,
And
let's do it this way.
I really do because you bring shit to the table that I wouldn't think of.
Right.
And you're like, hey, what if we tried this? And I'm like, oh my God, that's great. I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that.
Kind of collab.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so and the longer you do this, the better you'll get.
Right.
And so it'll be like it'll be a more of a collaboration process.
Yeah.
With her, she just has a way that she envisioned it, and she has a hard time letting go of her vision because she can't. She's like, yes, I helped create this, but this is his thing,
Right.
and it's just like it's hard for her to grasp that. Whereas you and I, we're in front of the camera together,
Right.
so you have to be just as comfortable with it as I do.
That's fair.
And so you have, I'm not going to lie, and she would never hear this because she's not down here, but you have a little more pull with me when it comes to the creative aspect because you have to do this shit with me.
Right. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because if you're not comfortable with doing something, then I can't be comfortable with it because
Right.
I'm forcing you into something that you don't want to do.
Right.
So it's like we either have to find a common ground or we have to, like, sometime it's going to happen eventually. You'll either have to suck it up and be like, all right, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Let's do it. Let's get it done. It's going to be great because you can. What I like about you is there are some things, even currently, there are some things you've done where you're like, man, I don't really want to do this.
Yeah.
But you can see the funny oh, this is going to be great content. Let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You see that element of it.
I like literally the first thing I'm thinking of is when I had to read that fucking thing, dude. I was so uncomfortable, and I was
I know
like,
you
I
were.
do not want to do this. But it was like, at the end of the day, it's like this is you have that vision, and I'm not gonna think that you're gonna steer me in the wrong direction. So it's like,
Yeah.
if he says it's gonna be good, it'll be
I'm
good.
never
And
gonna
honestly, it
put
was
you in a
funny.
bad light. Yeah.
Right. It was funny, but it was just like, man, that's just not who I am.
Right.
So it's like, oh, this is really hard.
But
to
I never
read
put
this.
anybody in a bad light.
Right. No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
I've gotten more comfortable. I think that's what it is. Just being more comfortable with like the decisions and stuff.
Well, I think it's just because, honestly think that's because there's when we first started filming, you didn't really know where to put me on your. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you, because I think transparency is key, especially with us, because we're working together and building a friendship at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think with you didn't know where to put me on your trust level.
Sure.
And so when I was telling you to do these things, you're like, oh, God, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
But, like, I never want to paint you in a bad light. So, like, I think once we did it And then once I showed you and played it back what it was, and you saw that like, oh, that's actually kind of funny the way he did it. It's like it for you. I feel like it kind of showed you. It's like, oh, okay, like he's not gonna make me look awful.
Right.
Like and so that kind of grew your trust for me a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the more we do stuff and like, and there's, I know you don't really voice it a whole lot, but I know there's things where I'm pushing you just a little further than you want to go. I can see it.
Yeah. You're
Because
like, oh, yeah.
I know that I'm doing it. Like,
Fair.
don't think, okay, I just want you to know personally, because I know we're on camera and whatever, but this is like for real. I know when I'm pushing you.
Fair.
Like I can see it in your face. You don't hide your emotions very well. So
You know, it's so fucking shitty that you say that because my boss told me that all the time towards like, hey, that table, they're like, what did you say to them? I'm like, no, nothing. He's just like, well, you look like you're pissed. I'm like, it's a Saturday night and I'm getting murdered. Like, and nobody's fucking helping me. Like, why don't you go get me some ice and I'll put on a smile. He's like, you just wear your emotions, Braxton, and you're wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah.
And it's just like, ooh, okay.
you do.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, you do.
It's funny that you say
Yeah.
that.
So you're pretty easy to read. So I can tell you when I'm pushing you.
I gotta work on that.
No, it's fine. It's good. Because it's good for me because I can tell
Right.
when I pushed you too far. So I know where to like, okay, I can do this. Can't do that. Let's pull it back down. So I can read you pretty well, and it's really easy to work with you because I know what I can do and what I can't.
Yeah.
And the good thing, like tonight, it happened tonight actually.
Yeah.
When we were up in the studio, it was like 7:30, and we were sitting there filming. I think it was like Hump Day or something like that. Yeah. And I could just tell you were tired. You're like,
yeah, I remember you mentioning it.
Yeah, you were whining. That's why I asked you. I was like, hey man, you okay? Like, I was just making sure that you were good. Like, because I really wanted, because that's the whole point of this show. I want to make sure that you're okay to continue doing what we're doing. And if you're not in it, I don't want to film it because it's not going to be a genuine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be tired of the whole thing. It's going to be awful to edit. I don't want to have. If you're not excited about doing it, I don't want to film it.
That's fair.
And so once we started drinking and having fun, it was like, all right, man, hey, we're good. Let's keep going.
Just had to wake up.
Yeah. So I think it's one of those things where it's like I can see where I can push you and I can see where I can go with it, and I'm never gonna paint you in a bad light. I'm always gonna put you like you're always the hero. Like me and you were the hosts.
Right.
So when we're in that show, you and I are always the heroes. We're always coming out on top.
Right.
And never gonna make you look bad. And that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
So yeah, I don't know. We went off on a different rampage.
Yeah, we
tangent,
did.
But
it was a good little like I guess recap of the night and everything else. And
yeah,
at the end of the day, we're figuring each other out still. And I mean, so far 10 out of 10 experience, right?
Hey, I mean, you know, it happened with Blake. It's gonna happen with you.
That's
so
true.
You know, it is what it is. But I honestly think I love Blake. I'm gonna say this out loud. I'm gonna say it publicly.
Me too.
I love Blake.
He's a great dude.
Great dude. Would do anything for anyone.
He really would.
But I think that he had other interests and things that he was trying to pursue that this show was hindering.
Yeah.
And I think that you are a better fit. You care about the audience a little more, and you're ready to go.
Yeah,
like
dude.
You're ready to roll.
I just think, I mean, this is fun. I'm having a good time, and I think that's what it's. I mean, until it gets boring. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the same thing with any other job. I mean, you don't stay at a job that you hate. I mean, some people do. A lot of people do. But I mean, it's just. I mean, I'm having a good time. I'm surrounded by really good people. I got really good feedback from the fans and
everybody loves you,
like that.
dude. Yeah, it's been really, really good responsive.
So I mean, that's really nice. So I mean, as long as it stays positive and it's a cool environment like it always is, I mean, then why not? Just keep doing it, taking it as long as it can go. But man, I sure would love to retire someday. So
hey, that's my goal.
Right?
That's my goal.
Like man, I'd love to be there and whatever that's.
We'll make it happen. That is Ireland.
That's
the one before that was the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
It's beautiful.
And that's Japan. Anyway,
traveling's in the future.
Oh, dude, see that here? Okay, here's the one thing, and here's the one reason why you want to continue to do this show.
Yeah.
Is we do and see some of the craziest shit in the world.
That's fair.
Because I mean, like, when Blake was doing it, we skydived, we ghost hunted, we had snakes crawling on us, we got trapped in a box, we switched lives for a day.
That's funny.
Like, we did some crazy shit. So, like, we do some cool stuff. And then you and I are, I'm going to tease something. I'm going to tease something for the fans.
And for me, because I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. Oh, we talked about it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Burger Kings.
Oh. Yeah.
You and I
good.
are going to travel across the country, and we're going to try to find the best burger in America.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be a blast, dude.
How do you? So maybe we should ask ahead of time because you ate a pizza wrong, right?
I did. So
is it just a cheeseburger? Right? Is that how we have to do this? That has to be the only way.
That has to be the only way.
Because it's like, all right, we're just judging the meat and the cheese. And
Right.
The bun.
Or we could do whatever their staple is. So we could choose the restaurants along the way and choose whatever because it's the best burger. So you can do whatever meat you want. That's fine. But what's the best burger in America?
Yeah, but like if you're gonna, so I'm about the meat, right? Because it's like if the meat is cooked
Sure.
good, it doesn't matter what. I mean, I know what a tomato tastes like. I know what.
Yeah, but dude, there are some burgers out there that they're hard to beat because they put
Right.
brisket and short rib and all that shit on it.
Right, because they're covering up the shittier flavors. I feel like
Right.
that's
Yeah,
But same
so
thing with like a pizza. It's like, oh yeah, the reason why you only do a cheese pizza is because like they
Yeah.
cover up everything else.
But the base of the burger is just the burger and the bun. So it's
Right.
like you have to.
Do you?
Yeah, I think you have to see what the best burger in America is by what their signature is. What do they have to bring? Because the burger is a burger. A burger is a burger in a burger. You could make a cheese pizza different. You could do different crust, different cheese, different tomatoes. You can do a mixture of everything. You can do. I mean, there's so many different combinations of cheese pizza. It's stupid.
That's fair. Well, right,
With
I guess-
burgers,
I
you
guess
can
what I'm
use
thinking is
you
like,
can use a few different meats, and that's about it.
Well, right. I guess my only problem that I could see it being is like, I mean, I'm a pretty picky eater. Like if they put mayonnaise on it or like mustard, which that comes on a lot of burgers, or like onion rings, that's a thing. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna like it. So
You don't
it's gonna
like
be-
onion rings?
No, I like Funyuns though. Is that weird?
Yeah, that's weird.
No, is it? Because I don't understand
Well,
the difference.
Is
I
it,
guess
the,
it's the
is
same
it the
thing.
texture that gets you?
No, it's a flavor.
Wait, you don't like onion flavor?
No, but I like sour cream and onion,
But you like Funyun.
and I love Funyuns.
That's onion.
I don't know. So is it texture? I think it's
Yeah,
flavor. 'cause
it's
it tastes
texture. It's
completely
texture.
different to me.
If you like onion flavored shit, then you like onion. You just don't like the texture.
Weird.
Yeah.
But so my point is like if it's a cheeseburger,
Yeah.
that's easier because then we're just tasting what the burger tastes like.
Yeah.
But I see
Yeah.
your point as far as like it's like, well, there's only so many ways you can make a burger, which I disagree with. 'Cause I think there's a lot of ways you can make a burger.
Right, but I think you should. I think if it's the best burger in America,
Right.
you got to do the restaurant's signature. Like wherever we go, it's whatever their signature burger is,
Yeah.
what they're known for, and then taste that and compare
Bet.
it and give it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Fair. I mean, that sounds like a good idea.
It's gonna happen this summer, guys. Check it out. We're gonna be going across the country. It's gonna be cool. You're the first ones to know about that, by the way. The trailer hasn't released. We're not even in the pre-production stage of that yet. So that's gonna be wild. That's gonna be fun.
That would be fun.
But check that out. Otherwise, we're gonna get off here. It's not as late as we've gone before, it's just good.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
So, if you guys like this episode of the PM Podcast, make sure to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast, iTunes, Spotify, or you can watch it here on YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, make sure to like this video so we can keep bringing you fun, silly, goofy content, sometimes serious content like this. With that being said, that's all for this episode, and we will see you next time on the PM Podcast.